So Nightreign finally came out and I killed every Nightlord to see which one is the hardest. Starting off with the easiest Nightlord, we have Adele. No, not that one. He was challenging at first, but most of his attacks were really learnable, so after the first fight against him, I had every move down and he wasn't so hard anymore. His grab attack was pretty dangerous, but I personally didn't have too much trouble dodging it. But his purple gravity explosion thingy, whatever it even is, was troublesome, but with the L3 sprint, it wasn't too hard to get away from. Now is also a good time to mention that every boss can be made easy or hard based on how the first 2 days go, so I'm mostly ranking them on the difficulty of their movesets and if they have some other external factor that makes them harder. Gladius is fairly simple, but he's also fairly challenging. His chain attacks are pretty hard to learn the timings of, as I'd get caught in the second hit most of the time. But the hardest part of this fight is when the dog splits in 3, as instead of each player fighting one dog, they'd always target one player instead, so they just get overwhelmed and die. And let me tell you, reviving someone with 3 bars can be a bit of a challenge, but he doesn't really have any other overwhelming attacks. You just need to learn how to dodge 3 dogs at a time and then you're good. Caligo was someone I had high expectations for, but it turns out he was fairly easy. Getting hits on him is super easy as he mostly just stands still for a lot of the fight. In phase 2 he does get insanely fast and does some weird ice crystal attacks, but he still doesn't do too much damage besides maybe his ice breath attacks, but those are really easy to avoid, so yeah, this guy's disappointingly easy. He's also a dragon that doesn't fly away every 3 seconds, so that definitely makes me go lower. Libra I have not fought while doing a deal with before, so this will be based on the fight as it is by default. Libra is pretty fast, but the real challenge of this fight comes from the absolute insane amount of AoE attacks, but they're not too hard to avoid most of the time. He has an ultimate where the entire arena gets covered in madness fog and needs to run around collecting madness stones or else he'll take a lot of damage. He can also cover himself in gold if he don't destroy 15 magic targets in 3.6 seconds, and I don't really know what the gold does, but I assume it makes the fight a little bit harder, so there's that. Fulgor is another boss that really enjoys doing AoE attacks with his Wind Slash and Holy Charge, doing a lot of damage and being hard to dodge a lot of the time, with him covering pretty much half the map. His second phase he gains a Udex Gundyr type of hand which has a wide range and spills goo everywhere, but I think that's just to make him look cool and doesn't really do anything. He can also spawn spears inside of you now, which can be hard to time or dodges on, kinda like Nido's sword, and then he'll pull off some insane combo on you. Maris is the Elden Beast fight of this game, but somehow like 30 times worse than Elden Beast since I never even disliked that boss. But this boss sucks bad. It runs away forever, and the only reason I even killed it is because I had 2 ranged teammates and I had already learned some of its moves from a previous fight, like the fast sleep build-up, which I had to save my ultimate for every time. If you don't have a ranged character, good luck getting any hits on this boss, because it does not stay still close to the ground ever. Gnoster is easily one of the hardest Nightlords in my humble opinion. Phase 1 isn't too bad, it's just very helpful if you have 1 or 2 ranged characters to attack the butterfly and then the rest on the scorpion. None of their attacks are really that hard to dodge in phase 1, but when you get to phase 2 however, this fight starts getting insane with some mega bullshit, with the butterfly spamming magic everywhere while the scorpion charges you, dealing a lot of damage, the big ass laser that can prevent you from reviving your teammates or just doing a lot of damage if you aren't careful, and not to mention the boss can also poison you while doing damage. The worst part is, you can't even repost this boss when you get it knocked down. And finally we have Hjol Store, the final Nightlord and the only Nightlord with 2 separate health bars. His first phase is fairly easy, but you'll still probably get hit a few times by his flow state attacks that can actually be pretty fast. But in this phase he doesn't have much health and it's over fairly quickly. However, in his second phase he goes all out and it feels like you're fighting Gale in Artorias' body. Then he opens up the sky and the entire arena becomes a minefield where you're not safe anywhere, all the while you're getting attacked by the craziest motherfucker since Mesmer. He also has a magic sword where he can launch towards you at light speed and then he explodes you. Well, that was it. Which Nightlord did you have the most trouble with? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you later.